I'll tell we spoke earlier, Al, before we were starting, and you were just letting me know that you were going in for an operation once on your legs, and you might have lost your legs, but it was all changed by a bit of fate, really, with a plug on a machine.
Something that I didn't find out till I come out of the life support and everything else. I've been in, obviously, 59 days away. I was more worried, I wasn't worried at that time. I was on the morphine and come out of it. But when I read my medical report and everything else, and then I find out that David Goodyear, the last throw of the dance was this machine in the corner.
So the guy asked, did he, what the machine done?
Yeah. He said it was actually the last throw of the dice.
So they were going to amputate your legs, were they?
Yeah, they were coming off.
Good old NHS. What's that thing in the corner? Have a look at that. Can we use it for anything?
Well, it's never been used. It didn't even have a plug on it. That was the thing. A fellow brought in a cup of fate in it. Just fate. 3 weeks before, a month before. You hear the stories. Are they exaggerating or not? But it was there, and the story's true. That he said, get someone to phone up the manufacturer and find out, what it's for. And they said, it's for this, that, and the other. And he went, exactly what
we need. Yeah.
What we need, and they used it. But you kind of go to bed every night after that, and you wonder what it might have been. Yeah.
Do you think, had you lost your legs, Al, would you have wanted to carry on, or?
No, I would. I don't think I could have done that. I don't. I watch the Special Olympians and all that, and I don't know how they do it. They're so brave, it's unbelievable. I don't think I could have. My legs were my life.
Yeah, they had been your whole history of life, really. Your legs were what made you.
The only thing I didn't need them for is if I would have been a train robber, great train robber, then I'd have needed them even more then, with Tommy.
Yeah, because you knew Tommy Wisbit, didn't you?
Yeah, with Tommy, yeah. And I would have needed them then, being on the run, but, how do you live without something, it's even now, even today, 20 odd years on, you trouble bending down there, put your shoes on, or you couldn't live with that, and I couldn't. I know what I'd have done. I planned it I laid in hospital bed for weeks after, and thinking I'd have saved up all the tablets and all that, and had a big party and gone out with a big bang,
So it just goes to show you, like I said, my best friend took his life, and he planned it, but he'd made the same decision of thing that had affected him with the cancer and his other illnesses and the arthritis. Actually made his mind up. He just didn't want to leave this world under the terms of the illness. He wanted to be in control. And I think sort of strong people, especially like Alan, who've had such a life, and Dave had, in a different world, had a similar action-packed life. So I think that's what makes them decisions for them men like that. If they come up against an issue like that, rather than have half a life, they'd rather not have the life.
Well, I don't think.
It might sound a bit brutal, that, but if you can get where I'm coming from, I think it's so good, the life that you've had. It's very hard to contemplate not having it.
Well, yeah. You look at the night of my accident. I was having a ball. I had a great day. I'd been out with working for the Sporting Life. Life was starting to pick up again, I think. I was really enjoying life, and to think you got to leave all that behind, everything then takes over.
Yeah.
You think, you wake up one morning, it's like you watch a horror movie, you think, got no legs.
Yeah.
I had for the first 2 months, well, maybe a month of me coming out off life support, where I didn't know if I had legs or not. I was just numb.
Yeah, and morphined up, I suppose.
And morphined up, and you got your, the sheets were always in the same. My hands were like that. I even do it now when I'm having a bad time sleeping. I try and lay in a position I was in hospital for. Well, I can do it there, and I do it now, and I see how long it's weird how these things, how it gets you, And the strange things, you imagine being on morphine and you feel suicidal. You think, well, there's another world out there. Especially if you met Betty Shaw and you think there's a better world somewhere else. You think, we'll go.
Yeah.
But to think you got no legs and how am I going to people take it for granted, don't they?
Yeah, we all do. We're very blessed.
Yeah, you jump
You know
out of
what I
bed.
mean?
Yeah, I don't jump out of bed. I can't hardly get out of bed, and then you got to put your shoes. I've got to do half hour before I do anything. I've got to make sure my legs are all right, you know. But to have none, whoa. And these people with Special Olympics, I think it's not enough awards.
It's
for
a
them.
testament to any, whether you've been in the services or had an accident in life and you've lost limbs or become disabled. The fact that our people like that cope with it and go on, you know, even to live life is an achievement after that. And I think it's only when you sit down sometimes you realise what they've done and how hard it is for normal people like that, but how brave they must be.
Well, absolutely, and especially the ones that have been at war, you know, you got, goes on and on and on, and they come back and they get mistreated, you know. It's awful.
You've always been, you know, known as this fantastically skillful midfield player. Somebody else who had problems was Gazza. How did you think he dealt with his problems?
Well, he didn't, did he? He didn't. It's a great topic of, you know, we can rebuild this man. You know, the only thing he ever done wrong in my eyes was making that stupid tackle that he made. You know, that was so uncharacteristic as well.
What's that, the cup, in the semi-final,
semi-final,
wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it was so un-Gazza, isn't it?
I think he was just overhyped up that day. I think his head had gone a little bit and he was overhyped.
Well, I always think about Terry. I know Terry very well, Venables, and I love Terry and everything else. But he must have seen something in the dressing room beforehand that he wasn't right or whatever. He was too high, but he calmed someone down. It was the last thing you do.
Yes.
But that's Gazza.
Yeah.
You know, the stories you hear about, we've all heard about his stories, you know, what he does off the field and all that. But you can do that off the field, but you can't do that on the field. It's a different ball game. You know, out there, what you do is, you know, I mean, I've met the lad and he's a fantastic lad, and you feel so sorry that he didn't
He's
go on.
a very down-to-earth
He didn't go on to
gentleman,
do
you know
what
I
he
mean?
done.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's probably going over to the other side in Europe, in Italy,
In Italy,
wherever.
yeah.
You know, only Maradona has done more than Gascoigne. What Maradona done, no one's ever done, but the closest who come to that was Paul Gascoigne. What he could have become was, you know.
Tell us about that goal that never was.
It was.
It was.
I got paid for it, 30 quid.
Yeah?
Yeah. We've gone £30 a point, weren't we? Or £15 or £30 a point.
Yeah. No VAR.
Well, I've got to be fair, and even to this day, I don't like Ipswich. You know, it's never liked Ipswich. It's like going, you know, you need your visa to get there, don't you? I didn't like it. They were so, and they don't like it. Funnily enough, even later on, I've been down there, and the ex-players, they don't like something. They don't like it. You know, they're like.
Brian Talbot, did he go from Ipswich to Arsenal? Didn't he?
He took
after the
over
cup
from me
final?
at Arsenal.
That's right,
yeah. But they, you know, I remember playing Ipswich for Stoke in the League Cup one night, and they sent my mate Alan Dodd off for nothing, and he had to go. He didn't do nothing wrong, and there all the Ipswich players around him say, "Yeah, send him off," and I said, "Oh, we love you." So when that goal goes in, you think I'm going to say? I don't think so.
Yeah, it was a great goal. It was a great goal.
Terrific goal, Albert.
Were you at Chelsea when Raquel Welch came to the club?
No, I weren't there that day. I wish I had have been, yeah. No, I really do, because Ozzy didn't live up to his part. I think he let himself down that day.
That's funny.
Well, it would have been nice if you got her and Dusty Springfield together. Oh, that would have been a day out, wouldn't it?
The three of us. She could sing to me while me and her were acting.
She just serenaded you, yeah.
Serenade.
Did you have these nights out with Keith Moon?
I met Keith Moon once, yeah, but that was 69, something like that. And in a place called Le Chasse. It was a place in Soho. where I started, you know, where we started. I used to be mates with actually Frank Allen of the Searchers, who set me up with Dusty Springfield. So we knew where the story's going there.
Because there were so many Hellraisers there, like Richard Harris and
Michael
Oliver
Caine,
Reed
wasn't it?
and
Tommy Baldwin.
Yeah, Tommy Baldwin.
But Tommy Baldwin was Richard Harris's nemesis when he was his.
Would you have had a go at the old film Escape to Victory, Al, if you'd have got offered a part in it?
No. There was 3 Ipswich players in that, so I wouldn't have. No. They couldn't act either.
Yeah. Tell us about Matthew Harding. Was he a big influence on you?
In my later life, it was tragic. The only influence and everything else, I'm very, very become great friends with. He's one of his best mates, and I say to my friend Kevin now, if only Matthew would have been about in the 60s and been the Matthew Harding he was in 1970, my life would have been so different, because I wouldn't have left Chelsea. Oscar wouldn't have left Chelsea. He would have sorted all that problem out. He was such a great man, great football supporter. I mean, he wouldn't let his best players go. And you know, even when I knew him, he said to me one day, Southampton come down, I think, and he wanted to sign Matt Le Tissier. He loved Matt Le Tissier. He got Glenn Hoddle to the club. He was behind that. He paid for it as well. And Matt Le Tissier and I let Matt. We met in a tunnel one day and we had a chat and all that. But Matt, he would have went to Matthew, but he wouldn't leave Southampton. You know, so Chelsea would have had Matt Le Tissier, who was a
Brilliant.
What a phenomenal player that would have been for Chelsea.
Fantastic player. But what a great man for staying where he stayed. You know, and obviously I'm hoping to get together with him pretty soon.
Tell us about Terry Neal. Was he one of your favourite managers?
It was the strangest part of my life ever, because I walked out on Arsenal and all because of him. I just couldn't go to work with him anymore. It was, and we called it work, yeah. I just couldn't go in anymore. It was too much. I used to see him coming in the morning, bouncing and do this and I thought, you don't know what you're doing, you know. It's I'd come from Waddington to Terry Neal. I'd had the best manager who was so in control and knew. He'd signed Stanley Matthews, he signed all these great, right, Vernon, Dennis Violet, all the great players, Greenough, stole Gordon Banks from Leicester. And I got this great manager, and then all of a sudden I kicked out of Stoke as well, because of the same problem at Chelsea, and now I've got Terry Neal, and it was just, what are you, you know?
And didn't you tell him he picked the wrong team for the FA Cup final?
I did, yeah. But Don Howe led
Which
me
final
into
was that?
That was Ipswich.
The Ipswich final. Oh, well, he was right then, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And that's why he brought Brian Talbot then to replace him.
Yeah, to rub it in, yeah. Hope they got on well together. They were sleeping together, I had.
Did Talbot go on to, did he score the goal for Ipswich in that final? Or
No.
Did he score for Arsenal?
Osborne scored against
Was
us.
it Osborne, wasn't it? Yeah,
So
Roger Osborne, that's
Roger
it, yeah.
Osborne. It's a biscuit, wasn't it?